Let's take a look at Docker multi-stage builds. To understand their true value though, we really need to step back a bit and explain the problem that they solve. So at a high level, we ideally want our production Docker images to be as small and as lightweight as possible. I suppose the gold standard is just your production app with the absolute minimum of supporting files and OS. But all too often our builds go something like this. We start from a largish base image, something that's got a bunch of tools and things that we might need at build time. Then we throw in a few extra build time dependencies, we build our app, and then we ship it, with all the build time bloat left inside. I don't know, it's a bit like building a car and then shipping it with the factory and all of its machinery still attached. Good luck parking that in a grocery store or hauling it down the drag strip. Now, there were ways around this, but they were messy. We're talking about things like multiple Docker files all held together by bits of string and scripting magic. Well, multi-stage builds to the rescue. Now we've got a supported solution that uses a single Docker file and requires zero scripting to hold it all together. So here we've got a Docker file describing a multi-stage build. And the first thing to note, before we even look at the app bits, is the fact that it has got 3 from instructions. Okay. Well, each one of these is a build stage. In fact, we've named each stage. So this from here is the storefront stage, this one's the app server stage, and actually we've not named this last one because we're not going to reference it. Though behind the scenes, they are all numbered anyway, starting from 0, so we could reference it if we needed to. But we've got 3 stages that a Docker build command will iterate through in order. So let's step through it at a high level. At the top, we're starting from the node latest image. We copy in some files and then we do a build. Normal stuff, end result, a big fat image with a bunch of build stuff in and a relatively small amount of runtime goodness. Okay, stage 2, the app server stage. Well, we're starting from another big base image and we follow the usual pattern, copy in some files and build some stuff. Brilliant. Again, we end up with another big image with a load of potential build machinery and a rather small amount of what we actually want for runtime. Now then, by the time Docker reaches here, it's got 4 images. That'll be the 2 base images that each of our build stages started from, plus the 2 that each build stage churned out. And all 4 are still around for the next stage to use. Speaking of which, stage 3. Well, this time we're starting from a significantly smaller image. We've got a bit of normal stuff here, and then we get this copy from. This is where we copy across only the runtime artifacts that we need from our previous stages. So we copy this from the storefront stage, and then again down here we copy some more runtime stuff that we need, but this time from the image created by the app server stage. And then we tell the app how to run. Brilliant, let's go and see it. Now before we do anything right, I want to show that we've got nothing here in the local repo. Okay, empty, no images. Now then, I've got a clone of this GitHub repo here, right? And I'm in the app folder where the Docker file is. So it's just a simple docker image build command. And we'll tag it like this, really doesn't matter. And away that goes. Now, it's the first time I've done the build on this machine, so it's going to take a while, so I'll pause the video and we'll come back when it's done. Okay, all done. Now, I think probably the easiest way to see what's happened is to look at the images that we've got now. Okay, so 6. And if I throw a copy of the Docker file up here, we can see that the Node, Maven, and Java images are the 3 base images that each of our build stages started from. This one here is the product of stage 1 of the build. This one is what stage 2 created. And this one is what the last stage built, which importantly is going to be our production image. Now, see the ones that the first 2 stages of our build created, how they're both over 800 meg each. But the last one that we'll use in production, well, it's just a tad over 200. So a pretty decent saving there, right? The earlier build stages produced some big old images, I guess like the car and the factory. But the final stage only shipped the car, so really just the app, plus a small amount of OS and dependencies. And the best part of it? All with a single Docker file and zero scripting. Great. For more information, come and visit us at www.docker.com/enterprise edition.